Hold up, limitless. Niggas to me, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling got me up. On the mission got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Limitless. Niggas to me, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant.
It's another three-man weave on Friday. Dish the rock. Pivot fam, thank y'all for pivoting with us. It's been a great week. Hope all of you guys have tapped into Kevin Durant, one of the best shows I think we've done. We got to see him in a different way. But good players help coaches be really good. Either we ain't got no good players at our school or the coaches ain't crap. Brian Kelly fired this week. Billy Napier has been fired from Florida. What's kind of your whole thought process on your guys' deal with Billy Napier, because both were hired the same year?
Yeah, my thing with Napier, he was just too damn nice. He didn't have no shit to him. Like, you look at the guys that were successful at Florida, you same way with LSU. They ain't got to be the big, like, physically nasty, but they got to have something to them. Like, it's that we're at Florida, like the legacy of that school. Spurrier, butt wipe. Urban, butt wipe. Zook was a butt wipe. He just was a terrible game day coach. He was a special teams guy. But I love Zook to death. Ron Zook, you my dude. That's what you need at Florida. That's what you need at LSU. You're going to have a bunch of alpha, wild little dudes out there ready to go. You got to match that energy. And I love Billy's a good dude, good human. Real talk, I like Billy Napier as a man. If my daughter was 40, I would want him to marry my daughter if he wasn't married. But as a coach, he was just too conservative. You saw what he did with Ant, now you see what he doing with DJ. He's not developing quarterbacks. You got to get rid of him. I don't have no problem paying nobody off. Man, pay them boys off and get somebody else good in here.
Yeah, Chan, I agree with you, man. One would think as big as the University of Florida is, and, the history that it has, it can get a coach in there that can at least sustain. I don't know what the issue's been with Billy, though. I thought they recruited well. They haven't really done it on the field, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to talk about the past, though, because that era is over. And I want to talk about how can we get better. You know, we've seen other colleges take the route of getting football people in there. I saw your tweet the other day about GMs in college get paid. We don't have that model at the University of Florida. I'm hoping they adopt that model, look at maybe bringing some guys in that have ties with the program. Someone like a Rand Carthon, for example, who has the GM experience, who knows how to scout and go and look at players and kind of build and shape a team to come in and help us kind of grow inside out. I'm hoping that's the case, but man, remember those days? It was LSU, Florida, the good days. What happened?
Yeah, well, I know what happened to LSU. Brian Kelly happened. And Brian Kelly was always nice to me whenever they would actually allow me in the building and wouldn't give me the third degree to get in and ask me questions like, who are you with, when I try to walk into the facility, or when they actually let me get on the field for pro day and the security wouldn't stop me. Like, he was always nice in those settings once I got past all the barriers. But I think Brian Kelly's issue at LSU was he acted like he was doing LSU a favor. Right? He acted like being at LSU was a kindness to them. You can't do that in a place where football is the most important thing to everyone. LSU football is the most important thing to everybody that went to LSU, that played for LSU. And you know this going to Florida. There are people who didn't go to Florida whose Florida is their favorite team, but just because they from Florida and they've been cheering for them their whole life. Yep. So when you're in that place, you got to make people feel like this is not a stepping stone for me. I want to be here and I don't want to be anywhere else. Les Miles made people feel that way. Ed Ogeron's obviously from Louisiana. He made people feel that way. Nick Saban, when he was there, even though he left for Miami, he made people feel that way. And when we talked to him, he told us he did feel that way. That's what you got to have at LSU. There are people who grow up in that state, and that's the only thing they've ever wanted to do their entire life. So you can't be in that building thinking that this is about business, because it's not. That's life down there. And I don't think he sold in to those boys in that way, to that university in that way. And Frank Wilson, who's now taken over, who's from the NO, who's coached in Louisiana his entire life, he understands that. And I was at practice the other day, and you could see him implementing those things. Fred, you played in the league forever. Hall of Fame talent, top 10 pick. You know what good coaching is. You also know what bad coaching is. For you, what would you be looking for in a head coach at a university?
You just said it, somebody who's all in, and I think earlier I mentioned, having ties to the program. Just to toss it back your way really quick, as far as LSU is concerned, I think they should look at Cortez and Corday, just in terms of the process, right? And making sure that the players won't jump ship because they can relate to those guys who've been in the trenches and are relatable to the community. So I think as far as that's concerned, LSU should take a peek at that. But for me, just someone who's committed. First and foremost, I want my coach to be a father figure to these young men. We want to groom them and help them grow. We want to make sure they're doing what's right in terms of not just on the field, but as well as off the field, class, the whole nine. Somebody who's completely committed. Somebody who's just football. Somebody who's not looking at if they don't do well in 2 years, their buyout is going to be $30, $40 million. And they're just riding on that wave. I have to see that they're completely 100% committed. It doesn't have to be the low-hanging, shiny, dangling fruit. It can be a guy who's been in the trenches, who hadn't had that opportunity yet, who knows football, yet he's just been patient waiting on the shot. Man, you got to build this thing inside out in order to be successful.
Man, coaches are changing now, to be honest. I think it's changed. I think back when Fred played with Refrigerator Perry and them boys.
Richard Dent.
But respect both ways. You have to be respected, and you have to respect your players. And that's the one thing. You have to know I'm respected, and you have to know that I respect you for what you're doing, and we have to have that. You got to be knowledgeable, man. I know people talk about this, the coordinator and all this stuff, man. I want my coach to have an offensive or defensive background, and I know where your knowledge is going. Mike's a D dude.
Yep.
Andy Reid's an offensive guy. McVay's an offensive guy. Raheem's a defensive guy. Like, I like that because I need to know that you are implementing something on this team. Coach Saban, when he got to the Dolphins, they hired people. Nick Saban called that damn defense in 05 and 06. Everybody knew it on the team. I need that. But now, speaking of college, you got to be able to evolve. Like that dumb thing that, who's that, Dabo Swinney's doing? I don't want the transfer portal. I don't want the NIL.
Hey, belt to ASS every week, too.
But listen now, they were in the national championship. He did that goofy shit. Now they can't even win a game. Belt to ass. Just the evolution of it. So I think that's why a lot of younger coaches, I think that's why these older coaches work their way out. Because you got to your point about wanting to be there, these kids have to know you want to be there because they want to be there. Because they're going to get another $100,000 offer. Or if it's 200, 300, 400, 500. Malachi Tony in Miami, somebody's about to offer him a lot of money here coming up. Is he loved to you, or is he chasing that check? So I think it's getting bigger for the coaches right now, but you got to be knowledgeable, and you got to have respect both ways, and you got to be able to play the game with the GMs and the parents and the coaches and the money and the collectives. This coaching thing, the people that thrive at coaching in college right now have to be a very strong personality and, honestly, a smart individual.
Yeah, I think when you're talking about coaches in college, obviously knowledge is important. Being able to put together a staff is important. Your organizational skills, your ability to delegate, and then obviously manage in-game situations. But the whole of coaching college football is managing humans. You're more a part of their life than a head coach is in the league. Like, I'm a grown man. I don't need you when I go home. I'm not staying on campus or near campus or whatever that is. And in college, the players won't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Period, point blank. And recently, a guy spoke out and he was like, yeah, when RC came in 2020, when we walked out on Coach O, he came in and caused dissension. First off, dummy, I was there because there was already dissension. I'm there because in 2020, when it's one of the most racially tense times in our generation of life, these boys on this team felt like they had to walk out by themselves. They had to march and they had to stand, and their coach was like, nah, you go, I ain't going. And when they called me in, I went in with Collis Temple Sr., who's the first African-American basketball player at LSU. I was asked the question, what do you think? And my answer was this: I think you deserve to be supported. I think when your parents allowed you to come to LSU, you deserve a coach that would stand with you, a coach that would care for you, a coach that though he may not understand what you're going through, the fears, the confusion, the pain, the anger, he knows that he loves you and you're going through it. And I pointed to Nick Saban. I said, Nick Saban marched with his team, and he may not know, understand, or even care what's going on in the country and how it pertains to African Americans, but he cares about his team enough to know that I better fake it if I don't. That they have to know that I'm with them and I support them. That's the type of coach you have to be. I hope we never get to that point where that's needed, but if it's needed, you need a coach that's gonna get close to you, love on you, and say, what do you need from me? And I think you can do that, and that's an extreme example, but you can do that in so many ways every day by sowing into these boys' lives, and I think that makes them kind of draw closer to you and want to play for you. So I hope LSU is going that way. I heard some good advice yesterday, but I do want to ask you, either one of y'all, what's the best coaching advice that you've heard? You can do life too, anything. So you can do whatever. If there's some advice that you've gotten, and I thought about this because I was talking to Kyle Williams that played for the Buffalo Bills. LSU great, he's back coaching D-line, and he was telling me some stuff yesterday and it made me think, I was like, oh, that's a great nugget. Like, what's a nugget you've gotten recently when you played, just in life, that is something that really stuck with you?
Damn, Marcy, coaching-wise, it might sound funny. I bring him up all the time, man. He got to be my number one because I brought him up so much in the show. Charlie Strong.
I knew it.
It's crazy to say. I don't know why it hit me. He said they ain't got no faces. He told me that when I got to Florida at a small school in high school, I'm in the SEC, I'm starting as a freshman. And I don't know if he saw, maybe some indecision in me or, I say fear or whatever going into playing big boy ball. He said, Chan, they ain't got no faces. You know what you can do. They ain't got, it's not on them. It's on you. Don't worry about what he can do, what he has done, how many yards he had. They ain't got no faces. You have this gap, you have this coverage. Go out there and do your job. So that thought, and I did it all the way through. When you go into the league and lining up against AP, Freddie T standing in the backfield. If I'm thinking, damn, that's Freddie T. Damn, that's All-American. Damn, that's Pro Bowl. Damn, no. Freddie T was, okay, running back 28 for the Jaguars. And it kind of brought a calm to me. So I carried that all the way through my career. But my first year at Florida, Charlie Strong told me they ain't got no faces. Go do you.
I'm just sitting over here thinking it's a million different things, but the one that really jumps out is when my high school coach, he told me that I was the best player on the field. I need to act like it. Because he wanted me to develop this mindset of just total domination. Just go out there and, just have the highest confidence and go dominate. Because sometimes I have fun and then always push past 100%. But he's like, man, you're the best player out here. Let them see it, make them feel it. And then I just kind of developed that mentality throughout. I didn't always know how good I was. I said that about even being in the NFL. Not until you start to, see what teams and players think about you when they have to scout you. And then when you pull up to the game and what you get, you're like, okay, if I do this, they're really on their toes, they're on their heels. They don't fear me, but they feel me. You know what I'm saying? So just to remind myself that I'm the best. And I think that he wanted to just allow me to get every ounce of everything that I had inside of me out without holding back.
Kyle Williams was in Buffalo in the spring. Our defensive line coach took the Saints job the day before the spring started. So, he got a bunch of kids, him and his wife, and he said they prayed about coming and taking the defensive line job. She was like, why would you want to coach? And he's sitting there, Kyle, big old Joe, he's short though, right? And he got his legs crossed, and he goes, so I told my wife, he said, every time you see women, they sitting like this, right? And he said, and they real close to each other. He said, because they're talking about what's going on with them, they're sharing their feelings. He's like, because that's how they connect, right? They're talking to one another. He said, when you see men grow together, he said it like this. He said they shoulder to shoulder. He said because they had to make a decision that they were gonna walk in the same way, move in the same way, have one common goal and work toward it. He said, it's not about, he said with men, it's not about what you could say, what you could share, how you can connect with my feelings. It's about what you do after you say what you're going to do and how you move forward doing that thing. And that was profound to me because it was, you know, don't tell me how much you care, show me. Don't tell me how much it means, show me. It's you said you would put your hand in the pile this way. I believe that. So you don't have to walk in front of me, you ain't gotta walk behind me. We could walk together because I agree with that. And you can hold me accountable to do that. And to me, like, you know, just watching him do it with his hands, it just made so much sense to me. Cause it is true, you know, you go to the restaurant, you see women standing at the table, they hot. And that's how they connect, right? We go sit at the bar.
Shoulder.
we sit at the bar like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was fascinating to me on so many different levels, you know, and it just lets you know, like if you stay-at-home wife and I make all the money, you probably shouldn't have a side account.
I saw that. I saw that. The lady had a sneak account on her husband.
But my question though too, Shan, before you go, he said that's like a man having a side chick if a woman has a side account.
Like the insurance policy, just in case.
And she was saying the money was for just in case they get divorced.
Right.
If you start just in case you get divorced, you might as well get divorced. You're planning for divorce.
Right.
What's going on for you to plan for divorce? That's the first thing. Second thing, I say I don't agree with the man. Like, he makes all the money, he has the accounts. She has an account with her own money in it. She's making the money, she ain't stealing money.
He doesn't have a problem that she made it online. His problem is that she didn't say anything. He had to find out about it.
That she had a whole nother account, but every other account is our account.
But that's her money.
No, but
you decided to be, men are supposed to provide and protect. He's providing, and they're happy with that. She got money on the side that she's earned herself. Have her little account. It's obvious their accounts together is bigger.
The problem is she didn't tell him. If it's then it can be yours, but let us have the conversation. Mm-hmm. Don't go do no sneak shit. Like, have your account, make your money, that's fine. Be independent, that's what we promote, right? We want you to go out and thrive and do your thing, but tell me, it's about transparency is effective. Well, it was no transparency, so that's an issue. Trust now, it's all questionable. So, yeah, she can have an account, that's totally fine, but the reason she has the account is straight hogwash, it's garbage. Yeah, she's prepping for divorce.
I would agree. For the account to be if we get divorced, the account's bullshit. But I'll be honest, like, Asia got an inheritance. She has that money somewhere. It didn't put it into our investment. She got her money invested somewhere else.
But you know about it.
I don't care.
And you know about it.
But what does it matter? This account is huge. That's some money that her grandma passed. Okay,
so,
well, go play around with it.
You're telling me that if you find
what does it matter?
$2 million over here that Asia's sitting on, that you have no clue about whatsoever, you'll be cool.
No.
Bullshit.
If she earned $2 million, I would know $2 million. If her inheritance was $2 million,
that's family money.
Hey, we need to do a little. So what you know how women are. That's her car, but this is y'all's house. That's her pocketbook, but this is y'all's family. You know, our account. That goes back centuries. Everything is y'all's. Hers is hers. It's what it is. Don't plan for a divorce with something, but her having an account that you don't know about, man, I don't give a damn.
I think we're skipping a lot of steps in this story, guys. And let me just kind of take y'all through it, and then y'all can tell me what you think. Mm-hmm. First, right, she's a housewife. The man makes all the money. It's our account. That makes sense to me. I think a man's supposed to provide and protect. Right. That sounds perfectly fine to me. She's making the money online. What are you doing online? Mm-hmm. See, he more concerned with the fact that she got an account, I'm more concerned with how do you make online money? I mean, you selling feet pics? You selling butt pics? I mean, you're showing your stuff? Like, how are you making this online money? I can make my own money. I'm not concerned with that. I'm not concerned with your little stash. I'm concerned with how you got it, right? And then, I'm just saying, and then the other thing he says, which I disagree with, I'm just gonna say, he goes, her having a side account is like me having a side chick. That's not true. You having a side chick is like she having some side dick. Like that's what it is, right? Like that's the thing. I'm gonna be honest, I could get over the account. I couldn't get over the other thing. I think that thing is worse. I would also agree that she probably think it's worse too. Like if you had a chick, she'd probably feel better if you made some money and stuck it in another account. And so for me, his priorities are all jacked up. And the other thing is this though, like if she's putting it aside for a rainy day, that's stupid. Because if you provide it and you're comfortable with her not working, comfortable with it being our account, then you're more than likely comfortable with taking care of her in the correct way if said divorce does happen. So I just think if I'm looking back at it, she ain't gotta tell me how much money she made, but she gotta tell me how she made the money.
I was saying, I thought she was selling A-bond. That's what, my mind went to, like when you say online making money, I thought, okay, she's in one of them little pyramid schemes, she's making her friends buy makeup. She could be showing that thing off for OnlyFans or something. I have a problem with, you know what? I don't care where the money goes, I need to know where the money comes. You brought me to that point. Yeah, the hell with the money. How did you earn this money?
And two, it's a good amount of money if you could have a whole account. Cause you would just be using it frivolously. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't earned right.
It's people with $92 in their bank account. Come on now, you know them people. Can't even get
that ain't gonna help you in the divorce.
I know.
That ain't help you in the divorce. Fred sent it. There is STD monkeys on the loose.
Oh boy.
You seen that movie? The movies come from something,
Was it
man.
Outbreak?
When we was talking about AI, brought up Terminator, y'all laugh. Outbreak. Dustin Hoffman. Who was that? Morgan Freeman? Who else was in that black man? That was Morgan Freeman?
Morgan, if it's a black man, it's Morgan Freeman or Denzel. It's one of them.
Samuel L. Jackson gets it sometimes if they allowed to cuss. Bro, that shit ain't come from nowhere. They put, because monkeys are the closest DNA things to humans, so they put shit in the monkeys to see if they can cure them. And now, a driver, he rolled off the highway and the monkey got cut loose?
Yeah.
It happens, boy. They need to get Dustin Hoffman. He was good in there. He's a little dude. I don't know if he can really handle it this day and age.
So you're saying we're living in a movie because you got AI, you got robots, you got monkeys on the outbreak, on the run that's gonna give everybody everything. The conspiracy is they were released and they didn't escape. They say it was done on purpose, on the internet.
Yeah, everything on the internet right, Fred.
Yeah, that's why I go for everything. Hey, you see it on the internet?
Hey.
True.
Check.
Hey,
Message board for sure.
it's so trash. No, they gotta find those monkeys, man. That's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. No, you know what? It made me think about when you sent it. I was watching TV. You ever seen them new medicines they come up with? Sky Rozos and all them crazy names.
Skyrizi.
And tromethazine and tupazam.
Yeah.
They all say, do not take Skyrizi if you're allergic to Skyrizi. Think about the concept there. I thought, man, after you said that, I was watching. How in the f am I gonna know I'm allergic to something you just came up with and made? Do y'all know if y'all allergic to octopus balls?
Hey, you know which one I don't like though? It's like, if you want to use this to get rid of your ears being clogged, anal bleeding is one of the signs. So you mean to tell me, in order for me to hear, my booty gotta bleed? I'll never have to hear it ever in life. And then one of them is like, suicidal thoughts and death are a side
All of
effect.
them.
So you mean to tell me, so I don't have irritable bowel syndrome, I could die.
The rash one has suicidal thoughts. One with clear skin. Don't kill your self. What? I itched before. Why did I want to itch? I don't want to die. Man, yeah, no, they just to that point, man. They create shit in these labs, and I don't know where they come. So the conspiracy theory runs deep with that. But yeah, how the hell I'm gonna know I'm allergic to something that just got made? Y'all get the hell out of here.
I will say this. I think only one is still on the loose. By the time this shows, none. They might all be caught. But I also often think about the people who deal with those monkeys every day, who are trying to cure them or who are working with them in the lab. They know exactly what's going on with these monkeys. What hep they got, what COVID they got, and this monkey just bouncing around. Monkeys throw poo at people. You know what I'm saying? Like, monkeys gonna be out there touching folks. LaRon Landry had one, and every time, his name was Gucci, every time you walked into his house, he threw his poop at you. Every single time, no matter who you were. And then, Jameis Winston, security, Andre, he got beat up by Bubbles.
Michael Jackson?
But he was Michael Jackson security, and he said one time, him and Mike came home, they both had on overalls and a plaid shirt, and he went in the room and he closed the door, and he was like, nah, Bubbles, you pooping on my bed, we gotta see what's happening. Say, Bubbles, put hands on it. So think about it, Bubbles had Hep C and COVID. Not only is you beat up, you're sick.
And you sick.
It's a bad.
People don't need to have them wild animals. Tyson had lions and all. You get you a puppy, get you a cat, a fish. You got that ragged-ass bird.
It was a lot of, you do have a bird, don't you?
Seriously, bro?
What's your bird
Why
name?
you attacking my bird?
I don't like birds. They shouldn't be indoors.
The bird's name is Asu.
You talk?
It chirps. It says, you know, like if I say, it'll respond to it. If I say, yeah.
You think
it'll
that's
be
cool
like,
too,
I'd be like, hey,
And
birdie.
whistle?
Yeah. So it'll fly, because the wings aren't clipped. And it'll fly and hang on the chandeliers and shit. Then it'll shit on the floor or the chandelier. And then it'll fly back and be like, yo. It'll fly and land on your finger. It's a cool little pineapple conure.
Hey, Fred, you're a strange bird, bro.
Why? What's up?
Like, Fred has all of the, like, remember Fred was talking, who was he talking to? Alicia, to Adam, and he was like, yeah, what Pokemons you got?
Yeah, weird.
Zapdos.
Man.
Adam likes Zapdos.
Oh, don't crank him up. We have long Pokemon conversations on the road.
Pokemon, and don't be a superstar. If Fred had your card, you gonna sign that hoe?
Yeah,
So that was
People,
dope.
hey, people was mad at you too, by the way. I want to tell you that. On the comments, they said, you gotta stop picking on people because they different from you. They said that Fred didn't want to miss a moment with Kevin Durant, and that Fred was smart for doing that, and you can't impose your narrow-minded thoughts upon him.
Narrow-minded. That's a grown man. I'm a grown man. We both were born the same. He plays basketball well. Finance.
Yeah, but
Who give a damn?
that's sport. Like, some people are collectors, some people are fan of sports. Like, you have many people come up to you asking for autographs, right?
And I'll make them happy, but I've never asked anybody in the world for an autograph because I don't care.
So for me, I've learned to embrace moments. KD he's a player, he's eighth all-time. Like, I ain't going over the numbers, but he's one of the best to ever do it. So imagine 20 years from now, if one of my sons can have this because I made that opportunity happen. Like, we meet so many people on this show, and we don't even think twice to connect with them past the show lots of the time. Not all the time, but lots of the time. Some people we can connect on certain levels, and we kind of just ships passing in the night. So for me, it's like just taking advantage of an opportunity. You know, I'm pretty sure, and you heard him say it, that he's watched the show. He know what it's like. He's also a fan of what I've done. But again, shit, man, it was an opportunity to get an autograph.
That's cool, and I'm glad when you said 20 years, you didn't say like you, because you'll be 100 then.
In 20 years?
So I'm glad.
But that concept quickly, there's a video resume of all the people we've met. People say that all the time. Did you get this person autograph? Met The Rock or Kevin Hart? Did you get the autograph? I'm like, there's a video resume. Y'all can go watch the entire show. Y'all know I was sitting in the room with him. I don't need him to sign shit.
But he said his son could have it. Would you get Shohei Ohtani?
My son can show the other people that, hey, this is my daddy with Kevin Hart. This is my daddy with KD.
Would you get Shohei Ohtani's?
You know, I got 2 of his cards, and I got Beckett mint 10s, perfect 10s, and I have another one that's a rookie card, but I would love to get it signed.
You might as well.
And then that card would be a 6-figure card that my kids can hold on to. He's one of the greatest players. He's trending to be one of the greatest players in the history
but now you brought
of
up
baseball.
money. So are you getting signed for money? Because you just brought up six figures. Why'd you say six figures?
What
Why'd
I'm
you
saying
say
is,
a memory?
when you go, so memories are memories. Money is money. This card, you collect cards, one, if you're a fan of the player. I'm not gonna collect somebody else's card if it's a trash card, if it's not in mint condition, and then it doesn't have any upside. So as a collector, you collect for various reasons, right? I got some guys that I just collect and I just sit on because I just like them. And then I have some that I collect because down the road, they'll have a certain amount of value in it. So that's just part of collecting.
Is Shohei Ohtani the greatest baseball player ever? And
Most
if
talented?
he is he the greatest athlete ever?
I think he's probably the most talented baseball player ever. He's great at what he does.
What I've seen him do over the last, 2 weeks, will never be done again in forever. If we want to bring up Jordan, people have done things that Jordan has done physically. You want to talk about the impact on the sport and all that stuff, we're going to on the field, on the diamond, on the court, on the ice. There's nobody that's going to hit 3 home runs in a game and pitch whatever he did.
6 shutout innings, 10 strikeouts.
Never be. How many people can hit home runs and pitch other than hit 3 and have 6 shutout innings, 10 strikeouts? There is no one else in the world, the history of the world, that can do on the dime what Shohei's gonna do, and they're never gonna be born.
Yeah. Barry Bonds is the most talented baseball player ever. Shohei Ohtani is the greatest.
Barry can't pitch.
Yeah, but Shohei Ohtani also doesn't play the field. Shohei Ohtani, who does steal bases, doesn't steal bases at the rate that Barry Bonds was able to steal bases. Before any of the steroid era, Barry Bonds was still the best baseball player we'd ever seen. Shohei Ohtani has a specific skill that makes him the greatest baseball player of all time. We've seen baseball players who can hit the baseball, right? Who can be a designated hitter and change the game with one swing. We've never seen one that could play the most important position in baseball and also hit, right? Like, the thing about baseball that's crazy is it's so much better in the stadium because when you're watching it, a lot of times you're just watching like batting practice because you see the pitcher, you see the catcher, and you see the batter. Shohei Ohtani stands in 2 of those spots more prominently than most people who only do one of those things. Mm-hmm. He's one of the greatest hitters of all time. He's a top tier pitcher. And to pitch in a game, 6 shutout innings, 10 strikeouts, but in that same game to hit 3 home runs, the legacy that he is building is a modern legacy that will never be touched. It won't. And people tried to compare Travis Hunter to him because Travis could play both. And to me, that's the closest comparison you can get. In a team sport where doing 2 things are totally different than what anybody else is doing, Shohei Ohtani has done it at a higher rate than anybody in the world.
CC, what RC is saying is that Shohei is MJ and CB is BB. Chris Brown is Barry Bonds. Is what you're saying.
He's talking about Chris Brown.
No, he said Michael Jackson is the greatest ever.
Oh, I thought I went
While
Michael
Chris
Jordan.
Brown is the most talented.
Yeah.
And he just said Barry Bonds is the most talented, and Shohei is the greatest. I'm just trying to make because now
I would push back on that because I believe if you put Shohei in the outfield, we know he can steal so he can run. He can be able to play center field. I think Shohei could play first. I think he could play shortstop. He's just so big and talented with an arm. I think he could play all 9 positions at a high level, maybe 8 other than catcher. I don't think Barry Bonds can pitch the ball.
I don't think Barry Bonds can pitch.
I don't think Barry could. Shohei is the most complete athlete I've ever seen in my life.
in baseball.
In baseball, but in his sport, yes.
I think his ability to be able to pitch the baseball is the thing that makes Shohei Ohtani just different.
Yeah.
And I just thought Barry could do it all, but like it's very fair to say that. By the way, I just want to mention this. I think Lane Kiffin is my favorite coach of all time.
Of all time, I love him.
Bro, did you see what he said about Brent Venables?
He was right.
Brent Venables says, we had the better team. And he started just running down the stats. He's like, well, we had 87 plays of offense. We had 21 first downs. We weren't sacked at all. Does it seem like we had the better team? Oh, wait. And then the man went to ask another question. He's like, maybe he had the better team last year. We beat them too. Like, I love that. How much, though, do you think the sport needs humility as its number one characteristic?
It depends on where you are.
0.
Why not?
What does it matter?
You know,
You gotta win. It's performance-based. I love asshole coaches. I love Lane. What the hell you talking about? Get the hell. That's why I'm asked for at Florida. That's why I like Lane. What's the boy from Missouri? Drinkrit. He's a butt wipe.
Signetti?
Signetti's a butt wipe. Spurrier was a butt wipe. Nick Saban, you talk about him, he does relate with his players and other players do, but they're butt wipes. Like, no. You have to go out there and get alpha males to do your job. That's why these nice coaches that are coming in, I think McDaniel's having trouble with this down in Miami.
I do want to ask y'all this, because I don't gamble. Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, Jonte Porter, and now more names are being Damon Jones. Cash Patel, speaks about this and talks about all the things that they're investigating. Stephen A said it was one thing. He comes out like Stephen A's dead ass, that's wrong. What do you think now about the effect of gambling on sports?
Just recently too, Shockey, the commissioner of the SEC. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just came out and said he wants the NCAA to rescind the opportunity or ability to gamble. And I agree with him. It just gets messy because you get to a point where now...
Freddie T, when you say gamble, you mean sports betting?
Sports betting.
Yep.
Sports betting. Now, gambling, legalized gambling, if there's such a thing, I don't know, household games and this and that. Like, I don't know where it crosses into becoming illegal. First and foremost. Like, I don't know what the criteria are. Is it the money? Is it cheating in those situations? I don't know. But whatever those dudes are jammed up for, obviously it was something crazy because they got the feds involved. But as far as on the collegiate level and even the pro level, online sports gambling, it's tricky, man. It gets really, really tricky. If you're gonna influence the outcome of the game to capitalize and make money, then you should be right there front and center getting ready to go to prison, right? Because there are a lot of people out there that make a ton of money this way and they trust that the integrity in the game is taking place the right way. But then when they got a question if a player is flopping or not putting in full effort and then they lose their money based on those outcomes, then it just gets bad across the board. And now these players are going to have more issues out in the general public when they run across somebody that they felt like wronged them and they didn't perform their best. I was watching a basketball game, and the guy was like, yo, you should miss these next couple shots because I took the under. It was a random fan on the front court. Like, it's gone really crazy here, so I don't know, they got to find a way to make it right, make it better, or just take it away altogether. I don't know.
The one thing about it, gambling is an addiction. That's why you get to call 1-888 admit it. It's an addiction. If somebody's addicted to gambling, they're gonna gamble. Winning at gambling releases dopamine into your system, a euphoric feeling. You know what else releases dopamine? Crack and ecstasy. Honestly, it's a fit. So that's what they got to me when everybody's like, man, the dude made 100. I think it was Terry made $100+ million. Why is he gambling? Michael Rubin gambles. Michael Jordan gambles. Billionaires gamble. What does Michael Jordan sit at a poker table? What kind of money is he gonna make? If he makes $1 million that night, it's not changing the $3.7 billion he's worth.
Adrenaline, it's the rush, though.
It's the adrenaline. It's the dopamine release. So that's what. So just to answer that to people, why would a $100 million guy gamble? Because he likes the rush of gambling. So it had nothing to do with the money. And now I would like winning. I like the feeling of winning. Now I can stack the deck in my favor. That's what it's about. It's not about the money. So that's what people do. So back to the kids, fixing games and all that, I don't want college students with millions of dollars, now with NIL, to now be able to legally gamble and now get that addiction to gambling and have all that money because that's going to mess up the rest of their life. I don't want you to fix a game like Tony off Blue Chips. If you're shaving points, hell, you're wrong. I don't want to put gambling in younger and younger people's hands because that's going to cause that addiction.
Like the thing for me is, right, the sports leagues wanted sports betting to get people into the game. But now sports betting has gotten into the game. And Draymond had this impassioned speech that I agree with because I feel like Draymond. It was so damn hard for me to get here. I did so much to have this opportunity. I'm not gonna piss it off because I made a bad decision or because gambling gives me that rush. Because what gives me a bigger rush than earning money or gambling is all this work I've done my entire life ending up in success for myself and my team, right? I think the worst things in life are liars, thieves, and cheats, right? And if you become one of those and you are now taking this game that everybody loves because the thought of cheering for Channing Crowder and Fred Taylor is the fact that he's doing something that I cannot do and everybody on that team has the equal amount of opportunity to go win. You take that away from me if you're cheating, if you're point shaving, right? If you're playing on the overs and the unders, if you're trying to make money, you now take that away from the people that love your game. And basketball is on this slippery slope because it's so easy for prop bets in their game, right? And that's what we're seeing. Dudes, it's hard to throw a whole game. But what you could do is, oh, I'm only supposed to go 14. Just hand me a little tight. And when you start sports betting and it goes off of your phone, you also got to realize you start gambling, now you're dealing with an element that's different than you. You're dealing with an element that's all they do is hustle. And when you hustle like that, it'll put you in position to where now you got to make some decisions in order to keep these hustlers off your tail. You know, and so I think you just have to be really careful. But I do agree with Draymond. Most athletes are there to win because of what they put into it. Did you see me work on Friday? On First Take at the school? At Alabama A&M and Alabama State?
What you did?
I saved a mascot life.
From who?
Cam Newton.
Big Cam?
Cam drew that thing back like that. Wow!
And slapped the little kid?
No.
He's a grown man.
The mascot.
He's an adult.
Cam slapped the mascot?
Slapped the kibbles and bits out that dog. Hey.
Why Cam slapped the mascot?
So.
No.
Yes,
Cam is too big of a human to be slapping people.
Bro, so they had been prepping it the whole time though, right? There's like, we're gonna have these challenges. RC and Cam, you out here for this. Amina, you out there for that. So we had races. They ran the 40. The first time, we had to pick a school. So I picked A&M, he picked State. When my dude announced himself, I already knew he was gonna win because I could tell it mattered to him, right? So we win the first race. I knew I was gonna lose the second race because the Bulldog head kept coming off. Oh. So the Bulldog had to run. He ain't had none of this, right? So the Bulldog had to run holding his head. So the Bulldog lose, so Cam go to celebrate, so he jumping up with the mascot from State, woo, woo. And I think the Bulldog just wanted to have some fun. So he went and he knocked Cam hat off. You know Cam don't get the front of his dreads done, so he wanted to wear the hat. So he knocked Cam hat off, and this time, and like Cam's still playing at this point, I could tell, he revved back and yum. But you gotta remember, the Bulldog head was already loose. Yeah. So now he like, oh, we playing knock the hats off. So he keep trying to get Cam hat. And so now I'm running toward it and I'm laughing, giggling. And I see he run toward Cam and Cam hit him with one of these. I say, ooh.
He saw it.
Hey, so I run, I grabbed it, I done tripped over my shoes. And I'm talking to him and he trying to tell me something. And I'm just like, bro, I'm just trying to save your life. Like I don't pick on Stephen A. Like if you gonna fight anybody out here, fight him.
Yeah.
Cause him, this one, don't fight him. And then we had to go straight to the table and talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Cam was breathing hard. So moral of the story is don't none of y'all play with my dog hat cause you don't know what's gonna happen.
You can't run up on Cam.
Cam a big old boy.
I might give me one of those Cam hats for Halloween.
Yeah, man, them mascots get sassy sometimes. They get a little spicy thinking they protected by their suit. I slapped the hell out of the mascot too. Jack, don't do that foolishness.
That mascot somewhere telling that story though.
Yeah,
he's like, man, I really tried Cam Newton.
That was me in that suit when Cam slapped me.
Oh,
I'd be happy.
I'm about to say, damn,
no,
that was you.
That's what the person who was in that suit is saying.
Time out. Could you not really envision Fred being a mascot though?
Yeah, for fun.
Yeah, I can see.
For who?
Just being a mascot just because you had a weekend off.
Nah, I'll never do that. You think it's funny?
I don't know. What if they give you some Pokemon card?
They gonna have to give me some first edition. First editions Charizard would be nice. I'll do it for it. I hop right in that hot ass suit.
Hey guys, and as you go this weekend, just remember, if you're intermittent fast, you can eat sweets whenever you want. Don't let people make you feel bad about it. We're all fighting this fight together.
Man, get out of here, man.
I had 2 cinnamon rolls yesterday, but I've been doing good today. And that's all it's about, putting one foot in front of the other. And just remember, it's not just the sugar, it's you. Along with gambling, that's how sugar makes me feel, guys.
You see the thing I sent you?
What's that?
It don't take one, you can't get fat in one day by eating something sweet, and you can't lose it all in one day by eating something healthy. I think it's like balance or something. I sent it to the DM.
You can feel both your feet?
Bro, honestly, the other day, I was sitting at the desk, and I couldn't feel my hands, so I got nervous.
To get into that sugar, get into
I got to get that sugar.
He got sugar.
I was there just,
You ain't hear him talking about that?
I want my toes,
Yeah.
though.
Cut them off, man. You don't need all of them.
I want my toes.
That pinky toe don't do nothing.
It don't.
Hey, you know what, bro, real quick? I saw him getting out the car. I thought he was Brittany Griner.
Hold up, limitless. Take a stomach, got a pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. On this vision, I can trust. Trust, limitless. Take a stomach, got a pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Got my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up.